directors and secretaries of judicial service commissions or committees to adhere to their codes of conduct as a way of enhancing justice dispensation in Nigeria.
It would not be out of place to state that we all play an integral role in maintaining an efficient, impartial, and transparent system of administration of justice, especially in the light of the expected challenges which the Nigerian judiciary will face as our democracy continues to grow.
The 5-day workshop, which is attracting court administrators from across the country, is to help them align with the judicial reforms in Nigeria.
Since you more often come in contact with those who seek the services of the judiciary, you should always shun all forms of misconduct and corrupt practices. You must discharge your duties creditably in order to promote public confidence in the judiciary.
While this crop of judicial staff may not, at least for now, be directly in charge of adjudication, their role in the nation's judicial system is indispensable to the quality of justice which Nigeria desires. From the National Judicial Institute, Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
The federal government has inaugurated 28 newly established combined expatriate residence permit and aliens card production centers. Minister of Interior Abdurrahman Dambazau said it is furtherance to better service delivery and attracting foreign direct investment. Justin Ebonyi reports.
A combined expatriate residence permit and aliens card, Sepac, is a document that allows a non-Nigerian to reside in Nigeria and carry out an approved activity as specified in the permit, or to accompany a resident of Nigeria as a dependent. Upon the commencement of Sepac project in 2002, only 8 production centers were established in the country. Now, the federal government has approved 28 new additional Sepac production centers and also inaugurated 28 operational vehicles donated by a private firm in the spirit of the recent executive order on promoting transparency and efficiency for the creation of an enabling business environment.
The Minister of Interior approved the establishment of 28 additional Sepac production centers spread across the various state capitals.
Because that's the dream of Mr. President, to make service closer to the people, to also provide timeline for services we deliver.
We're here to give you all the technical support you need.
All the states of the Federation, with exception of Borno and Yobe, now have Sepac production centers for efficient service delivery. Justin Ebonyi, NTA News.
The advocacy against human trafficking for cheap labor, sexual exploitation and organ harvesting has been further strengthened with a call to the European Union to consider and adopt the Nordic model, which criminalizes the purchase of sex. Olajide Bello reports that this was the consensus at the International Conference on Human Trafficking within and from Africa.
United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes estimates that about 20 million women and children are trafficked around the world in various ways, either for sexual or labor exploitation, with 55 of women and girls and over 5.5 million children. In furtherance of the global action against trafficking in persons and the smuggling of migrants, the European Union and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes have launched the Global Act to be implemented in partnership with the International Organization for Migration and the United Nations Children's Fund through to 2019. Understanding the involvement of Nigeria in the anti-human trafficking movement, the country became signatory to the Palermo Protocol in the year 2000 and domesticated in the year 2003.
Training of border control mechanisms for training on border control with immigration officers.
Improving economic situations and also eliminating those socio-political conditions.
It's an attack on every one of us, humanity. And for that reason, and for many more, but it is unacceptable. It is a scandal that we have to eradicate.
The conference seeks to connect stakeholders and strengthen cooperation between countries of origin, transit and destination in order to explore collaborative strategies to prevent human trafficking in Africa. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai says government has not foreclosed the option of dialogue in resolving the violent crisis in the Niger Delta region. He stated this in Port Harcourt during a strategic meeting with various security commands and oil companies operating in the region. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
Oil production in the Niger Delta region has come under severe attacks by various militant groups, just as many companies' facilities have been damaged in the process, reducing Nigeria's oil production capacity to about 1.5 million barrels per day. Combating pipeline vandalism, piracy, crude oil theft, militancy, and protecting the nation's mineral resources becomes our task before the various security commands. This meeting, at the instance of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, was therefore to review the security challenges in the Niger Delta region and provide safe operations for oil companies in the region.
There are several factions of these militants. So they need to unite and have a common front if at all they are serious, all right? And already there is an existing peace arrangement that is ongoing. That is the amnesty program.
Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, while receiving the Chief of Army Staff, pledged total support to the success of the Operation Crocodile Smile to achieve its desired objectives. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
And the Department of State Services, DSS, says it has sustained tactical and counter-terrorism operations with major arrests of terrorists and criminals made across the country. The department said in concert with the military, it carried out coordinated operations in Kano State and apprehended 2 high-profile Boko Haram members who had perfected plans to be recruited into the Nigerian army. The DSS, in a statement issued by Tony Opuyo, said it also arrested a child trafficker in Imo State and rescued 3 children from a hideout, while an impersonator of the Accountant General of the Federation was also arrested in Edo State. The service arrested members of a notorious kidnap gang operating on the Kaduna-Abuja highway and a kidnapper of 3 Australian staff of Lafarge Cement Company that received a ransom of 150 million naira. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed says the National Assembly is patriotic to the cause of the country and will not in any way come up with laws that are counterproductive to the administration's desire to bring Nigeria back on the path of sustainable development. It was during an audience with the Managing Director of the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas, Anthony Forson, reports.
The Information and Culture Minister, who was emphatic about the positive disposition of the country's legislature, said the crop of legislators in the National Assembly are an assemblage of lawmakers whose desire is to make laws for the good governance of the country. Lai Mohammed said the present administration on its part will not come up with policies that will encourage capital flight from the country, saying what the President Muhammadu Buhari-led government is encouraging is for an enabling environment to be created to attract investment into the country.
We must find a strategy of really saving our country. Saving NLNG is saving Nigeria. So we are as concerned as you are. After all, we own 49% interest in it, so we are serious stakeholders. You can't treat NLNG as you can treat another company.
The minister was glad about the huge revenue it turns into the nation's economy, as well as the employment opportunities made available to Nigerians by the company. Earlier, the Managing Director of Nigerian Liquefied Natural Gas Company, Tony Atta, had solicited the minister's intervention in a proposed bill before the National Assembly.
Look towards you for the sustained partnership between this company and Nigeria through your interventions as much as possible, perhaps at the FEC or in the course of your day-to-day job when you meet with our legislators. They need to be informed that their act may impact the reputation of the country.
The Managing Director said the NLNG, as the company has contributed over $20 billion in the last 5 years to the NNPC, as well as another $5 billion as tax. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Osita Okechukwu, says President Buhari is not looking the other way while Nigerians are passing through economic challenges after enjoying majority of their votes to clinch the presidency. Speaking to the Nigerian Television Authority, Mr. Okechukwu explained that the situation is inevitable if steps must be taken to address wastages, put back on track due process procedures, legitimacy and correct ethical ways of doing things in the past. He maintained that there will be light at the end of the tunnel.
There is real hope that most Nigerians will be lifted out of poverty. That the hardship on the ground today is temporal. Democracy is not a revolution. It's incremental in growth. But we Nigerians who are used to a previous management of affairs where people can dip their hands in the purse without appropriation. President Muhammadu Buhari said he wouldn't do so.
Abdullahi Musa Suleja reports that the Director General also said the state of Nigeria's currency, companies and industries will change for good as the economic policies mature soon. And as Nigeria grapples with the current economic recession, experts are suggesting a reduction in interest rates and injection of funds to stimulate economic activities. They made their submissions on NTA's current affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria. Gufan Shaji reports.
Minister of State Budget and Planning Zainab Ahmed is optimistic that policies and programs put in place by the government would go a long way in rejuvenating the economy.
We have taken steps to improve the business environment so that more investments can be made, both by local investors but as well as international investors that are seeking to come into the country.
In addition to stimulating agricultural production, steps are being taken to ensure that there is processing and value addition.
It's important that the transformation of our economy will include manufacturers, increased industrialization, so that a lot of the products that we get from our farms are processed here at home.
He also added that serious attention should be given to the manufacturing sector, even as progress is being made in the agriculture sector. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTA News.
The wife of the President, Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, has expressed appreciation to the members of the volunteer group for their voluntary contribution towards the successful launch of Get Involved initiative in Abuja. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
Speaking while receiving members of the volunteer group headed by their leader, Joshua Ade-Damola, the wife of the president expressed happiness with the services rendered by the volunteers within the 6 days of Get Involved program free of charge. She said the success recorded during the program was achieved due to the immense contribution of the volunteers. While calling on other Nigerians to emulate this kind gesture, Mrs. Buhari urged them to sustain the tempo towards improving the lives of women and children in Nigeria. The leader of the group, Joshua Ade-Damola, expressed delight with the opportunity given to them to serve in that capacity, adding that their door is always open for service to humanity voluntarily. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And towards solving youth unemployment, the federal government, through the Ministry of Communications, has commenced the training of youths in information and communication technology. The Acting Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, Vincent Olatunji, stated this at the flag-off of the program. Joseph Johnson has details.
The visit of co-founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, is a confirmation that Nigerians, especially the youths, have fully embraced all that came with the information and communication technology, ICT. However, in the face of this development, youth unemployment remains a daunting challenge. This perhaps is the driving force for this training, which is targeted at creating jobs for the teeming youths in the country.
That's what we're trying to do, encourage our own to say this is the new way of doing business across the globe.
and who knows, we may have our own global brands from them.
We need to invest a lot in terms of IT infrastructure because that will help to boost our economy.
We're actually here to try and impact on them and give them the tools that they need to become entrepreneurs and develop their own businesses.
I would advise people to go on the NIGDA website and then go on the link and register.
A total number of 2,500 youths are expected to be trained in different programs, and about 700 successful ones will get direct employment at the end of the first tranche. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
And you can watch these broadcasts live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device, at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Up ahead, INEC preparation for Edo people's decision on who becomes the next governor. The details after this break.
Change does not just happen. You and I and all of us must appreciate that we all have our part to play if we want to bring change about. We must change our lawless habits, our attitude to public office, and public trust. We must change our unruly behavior in schools, hospitals, marketplaces, motor parks, on the roads, in homes and offices. To bring about change, we must change ourselves by being law-abiding citizens.
When you think of it, there's no such thing as a right size. There's only the size that's right for you. Our needs are different, so choose the size that suits your needs. Introducing the MTN Extra Value Bundles. Call and data bundle plans designed to suit any size of life. Load 1,000 Naira to get a medium bundle and choose between more of voice or more of data. Whichever you choose, you get amazing extra value. Bundles are also available in large and extra large. Dial *131# to get started.
If you work hard and sow, you deserve a good harvest. That's only fair. If you study hard, you deserve good grades. That's only fair. If you train hard, you deserve to win the prize. That's only fair. If you work hard as an employee, you should have something to show for it. That's only fair. At Premium Pension, we understand it's what you put in that guarantees a secure future. Talk to us today about your pension plan. Premium Pension. The future starts now.
You remember, Shay? Better. Now this old school diary where I see. Now you remind me. Look at now. I write everything about all our party.
Old school peperepe. So you see they carry this old diary waka. When Facebook Flex don't make everything easy.
Joe, which one be Facebook Flex?
Facebook Flex now the new way to yarn with everybody for free on top Airtel. You don't need to recharge. No need for data. Even if you get zero balance on top your phone, you go still fit yarn with all your people then. You fit chat, share, like with family and all your party them. Plus do mechetra things on top Facebook Flex. See Julius. And all our guys.
Oh, B. Now you just tell me. Hey! See all our guys!
Dial star 141 hash on your Airtel line to begin the use Facebook Flex.
President Muhammadu Buhari will launch the National Reorientation Campaign, Change Begins With Me, on Thursday, 8 September 2016. Venue, State House Conference Center, Abuja. Guests to be seated by 9 a.m. Attendance is strictly by invitation. Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, announcer.
My father said opportunity knocks every minute. He used to say to me that even the rising sun is an opportunity. A man must give each day everything. I live by those words. Just 1 minute of one day can change everything. Every day he stepped out with the belief that today might just be that day.
At FCMB, we believe every day is a new opportunity. Let's help you step forward and take it. FCMB, my bank and I.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees for a sustainable job. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
The command screening of the film Oloibiri will hold on Thursday, 8 September 2016. Venue, Sheraton Hotel and Towers, Abuja. Time, 6 p.m. Attendance is strictly by invitation. Announcer, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Thanks for staying with us on NTA Network News. Edo prepares to receive the president. We get to hear more about this as we link up with Agatha in our Benin Network Center. Agatha.
Thank you, Cyril. Good evening, and thanks for joining us in Benin. Ahead of President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to Edo State for the All Progressives Congress APC mega rally preparatory to the September 10 governorship election in the state, Benin City is already agog. Steve Lonaiwankulu reports.
A visit to Ogbe Stadium, venue of the rally, shows that it is now wearing a new look. Cleaners and painters were seen putting finishing touches to their works, while construction works for the erection of platforms for the stage were ongoing. The supervisors speak on the level of preparations for the event.
So we are waiting for Mr. President tomorrow. You can see the whole stage is a bit ready for Mr. President to come in. And the stadium is going to be full, very, very full. Everybody is anxious to see Mr. President again.
Everything is intact. Yes, ever since we've been working, we've always been on point. There's no cause to fear.
The campaign headquarters of the APC candidate for the election, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, was also a beehive of activities, as supporters were seen moving in and out to ensure a hitch-free rally.
We're all in a very good mood, very joyous. We're very enthusiastic to receive our great, incorruptible president.
For tomorrow's preparation for the arrival of Mr. President, we're in the high spirits. We're expecting his message of hope for the country called Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari is expected in Benin to participate in the grand finale of the APC campaign rallies for the September 10 governorship election in the state. In Benin, Steve Lonai Nwaokolo, NTA News.
And still on the Edo governorship election, candidates for the General Certificate Examination GCE in Edo State have kicked against plans by the West African Examinations Council to relocate them to other states for their mathematics exam this Saturday because of the governorship election. The students are appealing to Governor Adams Oshomole to reach out to relevant authorities to either postpone Saturday's election or the mathematics examination so they can take part in the election. Candidates blocked the major entrance to the government house, requesting that the governor listens to them.
As election is important to the nation, so is our exams.
If they can shift this election, they should please do, for the sake of our future.
Parents also appealed that the issue be resolved in their favor, as sending their children to other states is not only risky, but will incur financial burden on them.
We have to think of accommodation. We have to think of feeding. The matters are beyond me. They are beyond Edo State government. But what is not beyond me is to convey this letter that we have addressed to our president, President Muhammadu Buhari.
In Benin, Agatha. That's our package. Cyril, it's back to you.
Yes, thank you, Agatha. And still staying with elections, insecurity, attitude of the political class, delays in amendment to the legal framework, and the non-prosecution of electoral offenders are still major challenges of Nigeria's electoral process. But despite these, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it is determined to deliver on its mandate and conclude the Edo governorship election come September the 10th. Ifeanyi Okafor reports.
56 years after independence, Nigeria continues to strive to nurture a democratic political system that aligns with expectations of the people, especially as regards transparency. Remarkable progress has so far been made after what many perceived as badly conducted elections of the past from the 60s to 90s. Today, the Independent National Electoral Commission, under Professor Mahmood Yakubu as chairman, declares unwavering commitment to deliver a governorship election in Edo State that will be free, fair and credible, and one where every eligible vote would count.
This relatively new commission, sworn in only on the 9th of November last year, has so far conducted 137 elections.
Yet a number of drawbacks still impede INEC's progressive success with every election conducted. But the Commission's strategic program of action and policy guidelines, garnered through coordinated engagement of all critical partners, is expected to ensure seamless execution of all tasks ahead of the Edo governorship elections.
So far so good. We're on course. Training has started, recruitment is ongoing, and all preparations. We're getting the racks, the centers that we use for camping the election personnel ready, and we're in good stead.
Calling on government of President Muhammadu Buhari to immediately reconstitute the board of INEC with persons of unquestionable integrity. Calling on National Assembly to immediately review the year 2010 and year 2015 electoral acts.
In the light of these, the electoral umpire must prove that it can succeed in its role as the impartial arbiter in the conduct of elections, beginning with the governorship election in Edo State on September 10. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Okafor, NTA News.
Factional leader of the People's Democratic Party, Ali Modu Sheriff, visited former President Olusegun Obasanjo in Abeokuta to talk about party politics. Lekon Agbonde has details.
The meeting, which lasted for more than an hour, was held behind closed door. The factional chairman has been battling some leaders of the PDP for the soul of the party. Senator Ahmed Markafi headed the National Caretaker Committee, while Sheriff claimed to be the authentic national chairman. The meeting with Obasanjo is believed to be in connection with the crisis. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who refused to divulge what was discussed, said he was elated to receive him. According to the former president, he has renounced partisan politics.
We need strong political party in government and strong political party in opposition for democracy to be strong and dynamic. He's not going to play any partisan politics. We agree, but he's our father of the Nigerian nation, and the grandfather of PDP. Therefore, he has to, that soul that has gone, he has to give it, bring it back to us.
He expressed the hope that the crisis rocking the party will soon be over. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde.
Report by Lekon Agbonde. Now, Lagos is our next call as ECOWAS heads of national offices meet. Abdullahi is sitting in tonight. Hello, Abdullahi.
This is Cyril, and thanks for joining us in Lagos. Heads of national offices of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, have worked out modalities aimed at enhancing citizens' participation in the implementation of the community's strategic framework 2016 to 2020. Jennifer Igwe reports that the meeting in Lagos was also for capacity building of national offices.
Heads of national offices at this meeting are to ensure communities under the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, take ownership of the implementation of the Community Strategic Framework 2016 to 2020. The framework is aimed at advancing regional integration and building national development process.
Then we go back home and we hold a workshop, a sensitization, and let the people know that these are the goals that ECOWAS is working on. How you can get involved, how you can help ECOWAS achieve these goals. How do you participate in these projects?
We have their buy-in, they can own the process, and they can go back to the community and popularize the activities under the CSF, making the CSF more visible to the community citizens. So regularly they'll be able to ensure and monitor that the programs and projects that have been set up are implemented within the member states subject to the budget constraint.
Goals of the Community Strategic Framework meeting was also presented and deliberated on with a view to working out modalities for implementation.
Vision 2020 is about moving from an ECOWAS of states to an ECOWAS of people. So the vision itself is citizen-centered, and the CSF has devoted a considerable number of programs and projects to ensure that the citizens are mobilized to a common cause and that their capacities are enhanced. 46% of the programs under the Community Strategic Framework is devoted to the citizens.
The Community Strategic Framework 2016 to 2020 builds on the Regional Strategic Plan that lasted between 2011 to 2015. In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
Ahead of the International Telecommunications Union Telecom World 2016 scheduled to hold in November this year in Thailand, stakeholders in the nation's telecom industry met in Lagos to examine Nigeria's potentials at the global digital arena. Amich Pius reports that the meeting was at the instance of the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC.
According to the Executive Vice Chairman of the NCC, Umar Dambata, the objective of this forum was to chart new paths and project Nigeria's capacity and innovations in the telecom industry. He described the forthcoming Telecom World 2016 in November in Bangkok, Thailand, as an avenue to showcase the immense opportunities in the nation's telecom industry.
We will be able to put across a strong and convincing case about the investment opportunities in this country through guaranteeing of security of those investments as well as returns on those investments.
The NCC boss, who acknowledged Nigeria's evolving ICT sector that has contributed immensely to the nation's GDP, lamented the country's 14% broadband penetration. Minister of Communications, who was represented at the event by the permanent secretary in the ministry, pledged government support to operators of the industry.
We want to be able to protect and encourage our own local players through a local content policy. So we are insisting that you don't just come and sell products to Nigeria. We want you to have your footprints here. And those who are here, we're providing incentives for them to be able to compete with these big players.
The theme of this year's event is collaborating in the digital economy. Nigeria has adopted a sub-theme, Smart Communities, the key to a digital Nigeria. The ITU began in 1934 with 133 member countries in Geneva, Switzerland. In Lagos, Amechi Pius, NTA News.
You're still on to NTA Network News. We take a short break now, after which the news returns with Cyril. Please stay with us.
The Federal Ministry of Transportation is set to launch the Standard Operating Procedure (SOP) and Port Services Support Portal (PSSP) of all government agencies, terminal operators, and stakeholders at the Nigerian ports. Date: Tuesday, 6th of September 2016. Venue: Lagos Port Complex. Time: 10 a.m. Tinkan Island Port. Date: Wednesday, 7th of September 2016. Time: 10 a.m. Delta Ports, Warri. Date: Friday, 9th of September 2016. Time: 10 a.m. Chief Host, Right Honorable Chiwike Rotimi Amechi, Minister of Transportation. For further inquiries, please call these numbers on the screen. Announcer, Project Steering Committee on Corruption Risk Assessment in Nigerian Ports.
Clorets chewing gum neutralizes bad odor. It doesn't just disguise them, it gives you real minty breath.
Introducing new Dettol multi-surface cleaner for a healthy home. Some cleaners don't kill germs, others kill germs but don't clean properly. New Dettol multi-surface cleaner gives you 10 times better germ kill, 10 times better cleaning, and all-day freshness for a healthy home.
Germs, oil, and dirt cause blemishes and uneven skin tone. You need Dettol Even Tone. It removes 99.9% of germs and is formulated to remove excess oil and dirt, helping to reduce blemishes. New Dettol Even Tone.
It's truck month at Ford, and we've got a Ranger just for you, Vincent. Here's the Workhorse 2.5 petrol single cab with free Ford Protect, a 4-year, 120,000-kilometer service plan. Or the 2.5 petrol-based double cab with 800mm water wading capability. Available in manual transmission and with free Ford Protect. So while stocks last, visit Koscharis Motors today. Because, wait for it, thanks Vincent, we've got a tough Ford Ranger just for you.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Now back in Abuja, where the news continues. The Nigerian capital market opened the week in red with a 0.18% loss. Sheung Ogunluyi has details on business news.
Time now to look at developments in the world of business. The federal government has begun an initiative known as the National Farm to Market Scheme to enable a low-cost and efficient transport link between agricultural producers and consumers across the country. Nigeria's incentive-based risk-sharing system for agricultural lending, NASR, flagged off the Farm to Market initiative in Gusau, Zamfara State, northwest Nigeria, with 15 wagons of 500 cattle to Lagos, southwest Nigeria. The scheme is projected to reduce the cost of transporting cattle from the north to the south by over 20%, minimize injury and cattle death in transit, and also preserve 100% of their value so that livestock breeders can get good price for their produce at the destination markets.
We start today must not drop during our time. We must do every single thing within our means, from the government to the private sector, to ensure that we sustain this development here today.
People have to come together and ensure the sustainability and the continuous growth of this project.
The Nigerian stock market began the week in red, falling by 0.18%. Next is graphical details of trading figures on the floor of the Nigerian capital market. on Monday. And that's the package on the business news for now. It's nice talking business with you. The news continues very shortly.
Thank you, Sheung. The revised national policy on food and nutrition targeted at reducing the proportion of malnourished people, increase exclusive breastfeeding and complementary feeding for children is to be launched. Minister of State Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, announced this at the opening of the 2016 Nutrition Week with the theme Nutrition as a Key to Sustainable Development. Chimdama Ndubisi reports.
Malnutrition is an endemic in Nigeria, with 2.5 million children said to be affected, 2,605 of them in internally displaced persons camps in the northeast, and that every day 1,200 children die from it, and 5 of them in IDP camps. Non-exclusive breast and complementary feeding for children under 5 and poor hygiene are some factors contributing to the high morbidity rate.
The malnutrition in the northeast, the government realizes that this is a crisis and the government is addressing it, a crisis that can be left alone to the federal government, but a crisis in which even the private sector must see itself as a major stakeholder.
To reduce these figures put out by the Nigeria Demographic and Health Survey, this year's Nutrition Week is raising awareness on the appropriate food and dietary diversification.
The revised national policy on food and nutrition to reduce the proportion of people who suffer from hunger and malnutrition, to reduce stunting rate.
We should go back to our local foods. Fruits, vegetables, they are very nutritious.
The federal government, in partnership with state governments, will continue funding school feeding programs, a project experts believe, if adequately implemented, will provide children with the 1/3 of their daily nutritional needs. In Abuja, Chimdama Ndubisi, NTA News.
The Ebonyi Peace Day rally witnessed tripartite landmark developments with the flag-off of the One Man, One Hectare agricultural program by Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Audu Ogbe. The Ebonyi State Health Insurance Scheme under the Comprehensive Health Insurance Program, and peace brokered at the instance of the Ebonyi State Governor, David Umahi.
Apply the produce it will give you, concentrate on what he's teaching you, you have no cause to regret. And as for the ranch, Your Excellency, you will have the ranch.
We want to implement a program called Universal Health Coverage. And what that one simply means is that every Nigerian should be able to access health, quality health, very close to where they live.
Governor Mahi lauded the efforts of both ministers for initiating people-oriented projects that will not only fast-track the growth and development of the state, but also enhance the standard of living. Nasarawa State Government is to benefit from World Bank Rural and Agricultural Development Programs. The programs Rural Access and Mobility Project RAMP 2 and Agricultural Development Project are geared towards improving the lives of rural communities as well as boosting food production. Abari Solomon reports.
Other areas Nasarawa State Government is seeking for the collaboration of World Bank are Youth Employment and Social Support Operation, YESO, as well as Education Performance for Result, P4R. Nasarawa State Deputy Governor Silas Agara at the meeting explained that the state government has made adequate preparation for the smooth takeoff of the program and assured the bank of robust partnership.
I again very grateful for your intervention, especially in the Health System Development Project 2, the Community-Based Urban Development Project. We are still yearning for more.
We work in practically all the states. And we have also programs that cover one state or 3-4 states. We don't have one size fits all, depending on the opportunities.
Nasarawa State had benefited from World Bank programs in areas of HIV and AIDS intervention, Fadama Tree Project, and the Community and Social Development Project, among others. In Abuja, Abari Solomon, NTA News.
10 persons have been confirmed dead, while property, livestock, grains and farmlands worth several millions of naira destroyed by flood, which affected 8 local government areas of Niger State. Dauda Mohammed reports.
Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, on a visit to some of the affected communities in Lapai local government area of the state to sympathize with the victims, noted that the challenge of flooding requires enormous capital to surmount, which is beyond the capacity of the state government.
We reach out to federal government. I have written to some president in the past, and I believe something is being done about it.
Though some council chairmen and the Niger State Emergency Management Agency have provided relief materials to the victims, more still needs to be done, especially the need to relocate some communities away from river banks to upland areas to avoid further loss of lives and valuables.
The area that is being affected now, they are not even part of the riverine areas. They are just, I can say, a flat land, but you can see what happened. So I can imagine what happened to those at the riverine area.
And now, so let me move with the little we are having in the local government so that to support these people before the state government comes in, rather the federal government.
Of note, however, is that despite several warnings and predictions from the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, some communities were still caught unawares. In Mina, Dauda Mohammed, NTA News.
We'll take another break for more messages.